Gotta get a name.
Thank you for tuning in to the 13th and final round. We've enjoyed speaking to Willie. I'm John Keenan.
Willie.
That's Donovan Smiley. That is Isham Brown Sugar Pickering. Behind the desk is Fika Keenan, the production manager. Don't forget to like,
share,
comment,
subscribe.
You forgot the main.
Come on, it's what I mean. Talking about me. Talking about me. You see,
Why did I
watch the song, my youth.
I said it at the start.
Yeah.
What?
Like, share, comment.
More Willie.
We out.
I did it at the start.
Yes, you didn't.
I did.
You didn't do more Willie, man.
Did I? I mentioned everyone's name.
You call him Willie. You can't call man Willie Benji. No.
Okay, wait.
Man.
Hold up. You're gonna close.
Alright?
You're gonna close.
Yo,
ready?
Listen. I close.
No.
Alright?
You ready, Ish? Hit the song. Ready?
Mash it up, my youth.
Yes, what a day. What a day. We've had our special guest, Mark Willie, giving us a wicked insight with myself, Isham Pickering, Donovan G. Smiley, John Keenan, and behind the production, Fika Keenan. One love.
Yes.
Big up.
I'll help you out because you're going to miss it. Don't forget to like,
share,
comment,
subscribe, and hit that notification button so we both kind of get it wrong. We're helping each other out.
All right. Okay.
And, okay. D,
we're here.
and we out.
Yeah. Live and direct. We're here, 13th and final round podcast.
Oh, yeah.
And we've got a special person here, Mark Willie. Yeah. How you doing, Mark?
I'm good, Donovan.
Yes.
Got
In the gym. We're in the gym.
This is where you're at, man. The gym, this is where you love, man. Isn't it? So tell us about yourself,
Mark's
man.
time.
Where did all this boxing ability come from? Come on. Where did it start from?
Oh, many years ago, say 85, 86.
Wow.
I popped down to the Ingalls gym.
Yes.
I've known Johnny. Johnny, funny enough, was just left school. He was doing painting and decorating.
Yeah.
And we used to train, but I used to have some of my other boys who used to train all the time.
Yeah.
They train for fun.
Yeah.
And I thought, because when I left school, I was only probably 9 stone wet through.
Wow.
So in Sheffield, we had this gym. It was like a gym and also a place where a lot of the guys used to just chill. We played pool, they had a ring in. Every time you went in, there were like fights going off.
Where's that? Town?
Yes, we were in town. And funnily enough, it was sort of like an off-shop gym from the Ingalls gym. You probably never knew about it. It was called Unity.
Right.
Yeah.
Unity, John, heard that.
Yes, and we were more or less because when Brendan got banned from the amateurs, they couldn't really say St Thomas's.
Or the Unity.
Yeah, so we had it Unity. Unity, everybody's together.
Right.
Unify everybody. So we used to go down daily. I wasn't working, so the gym was your home.
Yeah.
You know, you went down there, and then the guys started training. A lot of the friends, they were good guys. Some of them was on the bad route sort of thing, but it was knowing the other side because I weren't really growing up into the bad ways. My mom, my pa, we went to school, and from the other side, unlike you get, Ryan has mentioned before, Parsons Cross.
Yeah.
I weren't from that neck of woods. We were from an area where
Decent area.
everybody, it was good. It was easier than ever. But leaving school and then meeting up with these new guys, it was a new life because you saw some of them didn't have fathers.
No.
Right? So some of them took it into they had to be the father for the
Right,
kids.
right.
You know?
Yeah.
The moms went out to work, sometimes at, say, 9, 10-year-old, or stay there, look after your younger sister.
Yeah.
And I used to see that, and then you're thinking, whoa, that is harsh. And some of them, it's how they delivered, because they needed to survive. They needed to say, bring in a bit of money.
Yeah.
How they did it, it didn't really matter.
No,
So
no,
long as
no.
they could
Find
say
a
to
way.
the mom,
Find a way.
this is that,
Yeah, yeah.
you
Yeah.
know? And you look, and it's educating you, because I never had that.
Yeah.
Because we were always fed,
Yeah.
you're always there, and
Yeah.
you look.
We didn't appreciate it, did we? You know
Oh,
what I mean?
no.
You didn't, because you never
It's
had
hard.
that feeling. So
Yeah.
you look, and you're thinking, whoa, you're growing up fast. And whereas we had, as childhood days, you went outside, you played a bit of football,
Yeah.
these guys were out there probably hustling.
Yeah, yeah.
You know what I mean? Or like saying, somebody else would say, oh, take this over there, take that, I'll give you a tenner. Back in them days, £5.
Yeah, a lot of
£8
money,
was
a lot of money.
Do that big one there.
Oh,
Big
God.
£5.
It was crazy. It was crazy.
money.
Yeah.
So as I went through the years, you learned, and then we all used to like train, fight each other,
Yeah.
and the anger what they had, they could unleash it
Yeah.
inside the ring,
Yeah.
and you didn't get arrested for it. And it was funny because when I went down to Brendan, it was like a statement like that. This is the only place you can beat somebody up and don't get arrested.
Yeah, yeah.
We
He
was
said
doing
that.
it from a few years before.
Yeah.
You know?
I got to Brendan in '96.
Yeah.
You wasn't around, but let me tell you, there was a lot of good fighters that was mentioned. You know what? Your name was in that time all the time. Mark Willie was mentioned a lot to me, and I was close
He's
with
just
Brendan.
mad.
So,
Yeah.
what did you bring? What did you take, and how did it all start evolving for you?
To me in the gym, when I went down into the gym, like I say, we were training before, so I was relatively fit. I thought of myself
What time?
as fit.
I mean, what
This
age? What age?
Age, say, I'm with me sort of like late 20s now,
Yeah, yeah.
right? And I went down to the gym, and I used to watch these guys like Mick Mills,
Yep.
Walter Clayton,
Yeah.
them guys.
Fidel Castro around.
Fidel Castro, Brian Anderson,
Yeah.
Glim, all them guys.
Silky.
They used
Yeah.
to be training.
Yeah.
Silky Jones.
Yeah.
I used to knock heads
Keane.
with them. Keanis,
Yeah.
Lamsey,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Killer. And
So
first time
serious.
when I went, I'm looking in
You've
the ring.
seen him come and go.
Oh, yeah. See them.
Seen 'em
And
come in.
I used to watch them. They all used to go in the ring, the sparring. And my first 3-4 weeks, even longer, I didn't go in the ring and spar.
No,
I
no.
was observing,
Watching.
just looking. And I remember this guy down there, he knew me, we're like ex-police, he knew me, and he kept on shouting. He never boxed himself as yet, but he's one, you know them who, the knockheads we box,
Yeah.
and they think they're fighting.
Yeah.
Willie, come on, get in here, get in here. And I'm just watching, I'm thinking, yeah, in time. And every day I used to go down, just watching, talking, listening. And he's saying, come in, get in, get in. Now, it could have been 2-3 months after. But when I then went in, we were sparring. And I gave him a beating.
Yeah, all right.
We were only doing body, but like, gave him a beating, and he's thinking, how have you got this? Sometimes you have to watch and learn first before
Yeah.
you jump
Yeah,
in.
yeah,
it,
yeah,
that's it.
Right? You jumped in.
You knew the crack.
Right, and then you're looking. Now, Brendan used to have his say, and which was brilliant, is we're building people's confidence,
Characters, right?
right? And the characters there. You used to go in the ring, go into the corner, introduce yourself, I'm such and such. And you used to see guys go in and
Yeah,
freeze up, freeze up. And that was one thing, Brendan even acknowledged, he said, you got me there, Willie. So I went in, and I first went in, and he gave me a piece of paper. Talk about it. So these are the guys went in, the effing them, what's this? And they just went stumped, they didn't know what to say. I says, come on, talk about it. But then what I gathered is when they did go good, you know, stars in boxing, you're getting interviewed after you
Yeah,
fight.
yeah.
They don't want people, you know, you're trying to talk.
Chat.
Yeah, chat.
Speak.
So I remember to this day, and because I remember I was starting work at HSBC, 89, and I went down, he gave me a piece of paper, and we stood in the gym, looked up, they all looking at me. So I thought, yeah,
Think you couldn't do it?
if I'm going to do it, but I did it. Right? I got this piece of paper, and I just went, I'm a piece of paper. I've not always been a piece of paper. I was a tree in a wood. And these men came and chopped me down. They chopped me
Smart.
branches. I'm screaming. I'm saying, what are you doing? But they weren't hearing me. They chopped me right down to the bottom. Then these lorries came and took me away. I ended up in this building. And then we went into this sort of, I think it was a kiln. And it was all mushed up and mushy.
Brandon would have loved that.
Then it gone through. It went through the kiln. And then next minute, I'm in a school. I'm on somebody's desk. I was a piece of paper, what they was writing on. And then again, they screwed me up. They threw me in the bin.
Away.
And they went
Recycled.
over it.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And he's looking.
Come
People
here.
going, go on, Willie.
Brilliant.
Come here.
Come here.
Love that.
Yeah.
This
Call
one's
you
smart.
over.
He's
And from
smart.
then-
Smart.
Yeah, it was like a good thing.
Yeah.
Now, over there, just kept on. I started going into training, but I did my own training, like I said before. So, but then I used to watch the boxers go through their regime, go through, and then, but there was something missing. This is from my point of view. And I always remember Errol being down there, and then guys saying, oh, I'm running with Errol tonight, I'm running with this. But it was just to big themselves up.
Was you there before Errol got there, or around the same time?
Around
or
about
just
the same
after?
time when he come. So, but what I've studied and looked, boxing is a very lonely sport for a fighter.
It is.
Very lonely, right? Now, there were guys what used to say, oh, I'm running with Errol today, but they never turned up. And then Johnny then said to him, I got this guy, they call him Cyclone. Because when I used to train with my boys, right, they go and
You're on
never
it.
stopped, just kept on going. I used to do it for fun, right? So he says, he'll run with you. And I remember me, Johnny, and them went out running, first time. A place up Walkley, where Errol lived then, and this hill. They called it Heartbreak Hill because it broke your heart. When you're running 4 o'clock. Now, before we started off running,
I think I've been up it.
checking me down,
Yeah.
checking me down. I'm thinking, because
Steep.
others what used to do, used to
Not
think,
run up it, but I've drove up it.
yeah, others what used to
It's
do the
bendy.
run, used to think, they get quarter of the way and think, look at this, and they used to try and jump on a bus and then go.
You need
Where
a
is
real-
it? Where is it?
It's Walkley. You drop down from Walkley. Oh, what's it called? Hag Hill.
I think I know what you
Or
mean.
one
Yeah.
called Hag Hill.
Yeah.
And you're running up. You don't even look up it. You don't
Yeah.
look at your destination.
Yeah.
You look at your foot.
Just get on with it. Yeah.
Look at your foot. You just look up this and that. And we used to run it. Now the first time, them guys sort of like left me, and I'm thinking,
Spin off.
but I'm pretty fit here. But then that got me
It was
into
new. It
like
was
studying
new,
again,
yeah.
because I'm then think, how comes they just sort of left me? But I kept them
Because they've been
in
doing
the eye
it.
line.
They've been doing it for time.
Exactly. And
Know
I'm
what to do
thinking,
it.
one thing, why am I trying to, they're doing it for time and I'm trying to keep with them
Yeah.
every time. I'm
Yeah.
not going to last.
Yeah.
I kept with them, but my breathing went out of check. I would go, I thought we were going to have a heart attack. And I thought, right, that can't happen again. So I then went away, did mine, still kept in tune. And I thought, they're doing it for a living. So I then gradually started to run and started to sort of pace myself. This time, I was getting into the groove of things.
Yeah.
So when Errol were fighting, he used to say, right, Willie, I want you there. So we used to stay at this house for about 4 weeks. Up 4 o'clock in the morning, off we go.
4 in the morning.
Right, religiously. Now, it was funny because I looked at a lot of things. Back in the days when they were running and training, even when your guys were fighting and studying, I'm thinking, there's something missing, right? There's something missing. And many of them, your guys can correct me, many of fights were lost in the 2 weeks of your own training.
Yeah.
Why? Because I'm thinking, look, they're brilliant. I used to watch clips of you, Isham, when you were training, and I'm thinking, yeah, this guy's something, he's special. Then you watch some of the fights with others, and you're thinking, what's happening? Making the weight, right? You've done all your period of training, you've done everything, and then that last 2 weeks, that weight ain't going off. but nobody told you any wiser. Because what I then found out, people were going in a hot bath, coming out. I'm thinking, and then they're saying they're losing half a stone or this and that, and I'm thinking, you've gone through your training camp, you've got to that best. Look how brilliant he's looking in his sparring. Look at that. And then the last week, you just took all that away because you've gone and boiled yourself just to make that weight. Now, I used to joke with Johnny, and Johnny will tell you, used to go to a lot of the weigh-ins, and I'm thinking, you struggle making that weight. I even said to Ryan the same thing when he fought Jamie Moore.
Yeah.
Struggle. And I used to look at your guys as you get up on the scales and I say, Matt, I used to relate it to paint. Because you have vinyl silk, vinyl, the soft sheen, and you have matte. If you have matte, that's where your body is dry as anything. Because there's no...
there's no
and
shine,
I used
no
to just
shine
stand
to
there and say, Matt, it were our code, Matt.
Yeah.
Struggle
You can
making
tell
that
by
weight.
looking at him.
Yeah, you can tell.
You
You
look at
can
the
tell
body.
by a person, yeah.
You look at the body.
Greasy.
And it weren't like you study, you just look and you're thinking...
It loses
this
its
is
shine.
how
So
they're
what
doing
year?
it.
What year was that when you was noticing and doing that kind of
Listen,
stuff?
When I went down there and then, say like, Johnny fought Carlos de Leon,
Yeah, so that was what 90.
90, you're just after there. And then 92, 93, you're seeing different fighters fall in that same category. Because you see them in the gym, they're special, they're good. They're all fun and that, because the training, when you look, we talk about the lines and we talk about certain training. Yeah, brilliant. Right? But you know what brought yourselves on? Were each other. Because you competed against each other.
You
try hard.
needed each other.
And you needed each other.
Yeah.
Right? You
Yeah.
branched off.
I don't think people realise the other gyms are not like how the Ingles was. They have to go out and get sparring elsewhere to get that level.
Where you
We had
sparring
a higher
from.
level of competition everywhere. Do you know what I mean? You turn around, you've got Ryan, you turn around, you've got Faxton. Other gyms don't have that.
Even the kids, they're
Yeah.
good as well.
You didn't
Yeah.
have. And it was a variety of people.
Yeah.
We speak about, I watched Naz from 7-year-old, even right, Naz never did any weights or anything. You know how he got his strength? He was sparring with guys a lot heavier than him. And it's like anything, it's not
For
different
years,
to
not
the-
for 2 minutes.
No, for years,
For
it was a
years.
natural thing. I always said Naz's home was the gym.
Yeah.
That was it for years, right?
And he was starving, wasn't he?
Exactly.
He wasn't like that as a world champion, though. That's the
No.
difference.
Because then, and some of them, it's how they delivered because they needed to survive. They needed to say, bring in a bit of money.
Yeah.
How they did it, it didn't really matter.
No,
so
no,
long as
no.
they could
Find
say
a
to
way.
their mom,
Find a way.
this is that,
Yeah, yeah.
you
Yeah.
know? And you look, and it's educating you because I never had that.
Yeah.
Because we were always fed,
Yeah.
you're always there, and
Yeah.
you look.
We didn't appreciate it, did we? You know
Oh,
what I mean?
no.
You didn't, because you never
It's
had
hard.
that feeling. So,
Yeah.
and I'm jogging up the hill, right? Naz was still in the ring then, right? You used to hear Brendan say, finish, finish. Yeah, just 2 more, Brendan. Finish, finish. Because he did it for fun. He enjoyed it, right? And when you're doing it for fun, and you're just enjoying it there, you're not even thinking about weight
Yeah.
because your weight's just coming on.
You crack
Yeah.
boxing.
Yeah.
If you're enjoying it,
It's not
a
just
job.
boxing, it's anything. If
Yeah,
you
anything.
if you enjoy
Cardio,
what you do, then you don't work another day of your life.
Exactly.
Just like thing he said before, Clinton to us today.
Yeah.
He wasn't stressed.
Yeah.
He wasn't worried.
You never take it too serious.
Not too serious.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah,
He
a
was
whole bit of
serious,
control
but he
between.
wasn't
Yes, you
overthinking
knew
it.
when you needed to be
He
serious.
wasn't overthinking it.
Yeah.
You channel it in.
Yeah.
But when you're in the gym, we had fun, this and that. People like tricky. You tried to be tricky.
And
Yeah.
yeah. someone different
Right?
as well.
And then somebody different comes. There were a variety of things what there.
Yeah.
That, then you could understand, because it were very rare that time, you'd be bringing anybody in for open sparring and having to pay.
Yeah.
Because you had your bodies with
Yeah,
them
yeah.
there. And they developed each
Yeah.
other.
Yeah.
Right? Naz did it. He was sparring with, if you look at him, he were only 8 stone odd.
Yeah.
Then he were 9 stone. And he was sparring with guys at welterweight, light middleweight.
Heavyweights,
Middleweight,
heavyweights.
yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Heavyweights.
And he's heavyweight, Tipton, Johnny, all
Yeah,
them guys.
yeah.
When he fought for Steve Robinson,
Yeah.
right? Us guys went over, blah, blah, this. People were saying, no chance. Steve Robinson will take him apart. I
Yeah.
went, you don't understand.
Yeah.
He spars with them guys just and over his weight daily,
Yeah.
right? The only times he spars with like Steve Robinson's weight when he's finished his program and he's going for speed with his like, guys,
Yeah.
right? And you look at it and you think, whoa, that is a. People were saying you're right there, Will.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I'm thinking, so that's not going to be no trouble to him. And then when Steve went to one of the press and he was saying, yeah, Princess this. And we sat near the ringside and he says, what? My name's Naz. Poof. And I heard Robinson go, and Naz is smiling. You watch the fight. Poof. And squealing. And you're thinking, but he ain't hit you properly yet. Right? So that was natural power, what he was generating. Right? And he kept on doing it. We were developing it. I laughed to this
Years
day
of
because-
repetition, right?
Hard work, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Listen, when we were in the ring and that, Naz used to have to jump up to try and hit you, and you then twisted him out and then jumping up. And over the years, some of them punches started to you're thinking, whoa,
Timing.
Yeah, yeah.
you've got to wait
What's
him back.
happened there?
What's happening?
You see, the thing about boxing compared to other sports is if I'm a footballer and there's a guy 20 yards away from me, I can maybe stop and think for a couple of seconds. I'm going to kill it that way, right? So you can have a little bit of paralysis by analysis, right? In boxing, you can't have paralysis by analysis. Because you're in a ring and you're in front of someone, you think, I think I'm going to slip left, you've already been hit by 3-4 shots, right? So you have to be in flow, it has to be rhythm, it has to be moving, you know what I mean? You can't think these things. So boxing is very much an instinct sport where you've got to be enjoying what you're doing, and it's years of repetition. You can't just, no one can come in 2 years and replicate that. No.
It's never going to happen. And then when you look at your fighters, just like yourselves, and it's good because you're all examples of it,
Yeah.
right? And every one of you will have tell a tale because you went through it. You've trained and you think, I can't move, man.
Yeah.
I want to eat, but I can't do it, right? And I looked at a lot of these things, especially like you weighed in. And I used to see him, come back even with McDonald's pizza. I've got to eat.
Got to eat.
You don't put petrol in a diesel engine.
Clog it up.
If 9 weeks you've cleared your body and you tuned it up to fight, now you've weighed in and you think, why are you putting that dead fuel in your body?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
I used to say to Ryan, when Ryan came, and even any fighters, how did you feel the first round?
Yeah.
How did you feel in the second round?
Yeah.
How did you feel in the last round?
Yeah.
If he said, I felt toggy, right, we trained that. If he did a 6-rounder, he's going to feel good in an 8-rounder.
Yeah.
You adjust, right?
Yeah.
You go along the high street, you see a lot of cake shops and everything like that,
Yeah.
right? But you see people going into this one cake shop all the time and eating that up. They go and visit the others, but there's a main one, right? That person's ingredients is the one what you like.
Yeah.
You're going to go back.
Yeah.
Right. When you fight, how many of you, when you fought, you've gone through your training regime and all that, and you think, I felt brilliant in that.
Yeah.
Don't need to change that.
Yeah.
But you change it. How I seen it with a lot of fighters, they were unsure.
Yeah.
So every time they came to fight, it was, I've got 8-week camp, I've got to do that. So everything was new. They never used that same formula, right?
The
so
system.
if you made your weight and felt brilliant, why aren't you using that same formula?
Yeah.
Right?
I agree with
You
that.
don't change it when it's broken.
No.
You only change it when it's broken, don't you?
Every successful business, anyone who's ever succeeded is normally the ones that find a system and stick by a system and a routine. Because otherwise, if you break a system, you break a routine. You break a routine, you break a flow.
Yeah.
If you break a flow, then you've got to try and get back a flow. That's why, like, when I go on holiday, first thing I say to my wife is book a hotel with a gym or a gym next to the hotel.
Right.
Because a lot of my clients will go on holiday, not think about the gym when they come back, they've gone forever.
Yeah.
I can't get them back because they've broke the rhythm.
Yeah. And that's
The routine.
Yeah, the routine. And that's where Brendan did do something right, where he's saying even when you're not fighting, you're in the gym.
Keep it ticking
Ticking
over,
over,
yeah.
ticking over.
You get one phone call.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because Johnny, we used to train gracefully all the time. Just like, even the times when he was down in the gym, we'd go and train. Because there were certain things I used to say. There were times we never even used weights. Did certain exercises and say, right, off you go.
Body weight.
Yeah.
Body weight.
Whether it were press up, different ways where you're doing it,
Pull-ups,
triggering
dips,
different muscles.
Pullovers.
Johnny's face were on the floor. Really? My arms are gone. I went, listen, I used to mimic and thinking, right.
That's where you need to start.
We're trying to get your body so you look fit, you can deal with it. I used to take structure of gymnastics, the gymnast. Look at them. Fair enough, they're not fighting, but different muscle
Functional.
exercise, that's what you can utilize. It's not about it, because you're bulking up with weight, straight away, we all know it's going to restrict your movement, right? So the training method was, I need to, if he's got speed, is to utilize that speed, but add to it, not restrict it, right? You feel your body, you feel there. And we train religiously, right? When I finished with Errol after running, Johnny used to say, right, we're fighting soon, I'm fighting soon, we'll go out nightclub, and then, we went to nightclub, but we had his gear in the car. If he said, oh, let's start it next, we knew we had to run. So when we got back,
you're just having a dance.
we were up on that hill again. Times, your body's churning, you're thinking, no, I can't do this. And then, what you had to do, because it was you what went out, chose to go out. Right? Fidel used to come in the gym. Come, Willie, show me some of them exercises. And like, we used to do it. And you know what? When you look and you see the end product, it's not a case of just bigging a guy up. You think, there's certain, you had a bit of a part of their success. Right? And it weren't like song and dance, because I know you can have glory out of it. And like I've said with Ryan and other fighters, listen, we train together, we laugh together, but we cry together. Right?
It's a team.
It's a team, and you feel it. And one of the balances, what I wanted, was the case that, you know what, you try and get into that person's mind, and understand what they're going through.
It's all about mindset.
You know yourself.
You can't help anyone unless
Exactly.
you can't help anyone if they're not in the right mindset.
Exactly.
That's it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Knowing your body, knowing your body, and that's
That's
where
it.
you could have took that man
It does.
and helped that man.
Yeah, it makes. That's where I'm at now. So like, the general public see the fighters, and what we're talking about here is there's a lot of things off the camera, behind the scenes that people don't understand. It needs to go to play, and there's a lot of things that can win a fight for a fight. It could be getting in someone's head, psychological reasons. It could be they're eating better, they're training better, they have a couple of extra people around them that actually get them to make the weight rather than having to dehydrate and make the weight. These all things that all tally up. Like, I did everything wrong when I boxed, so did Isham. I was living with Isham when Isham had to drop down to to bantamweight, 8'6", hot bath, sweating, passed out in a house, fainting, all sorts of horrible things, right? And now I work with the fighters that I work with and all the rest because I've got the nutrition qualifications, I've got the strength and conditioning qualifications. I do help the general public. In fact, I get better results with the people from the general public than when I did when I boxed, because I didn't know about nutrition and all the rest of it. So I will say this though, we definitely need it in boxing, but I like the angle you're coming from. We definitely need it in boxing, but we need to understand that nutrition and exercise is something you add to the sport, but still need to be very sport specific. Like, I see boxers doing back squats. I'd never have a boxer doing a back squat because it's not relevant to the sport that he does. I used to work with some famous footballers, and they would train in the aerobic zone, but they only ever have the ball for 4 seconds. So they should be doing high intensity for 4 seconds because they're not in the right energy system. So being sport specific means that you don't just add nutrition and strength and condition. It needs to mimic the movement of the sport. And be specific to the sport. And a good coach can then do that with a footballer, rugby player, whoever the sport is, and make it more interesting for the fighter, enhancing their performance on fight night. rather than listen to. I've never understood this. Where we listen to our coaches tell us about how to make weight. We listen to our coaches tell us this, that, and the other, and they're not qualified to tell us anything. They're just boxer coaches.
Yeah. You know what? There was a lot of things what I messed up on.
Yeah.
Because I didn't know, and nobody to direct me, telling me.
Yeah.
Right? And the little bits of what I'm going to do now is what I can probably take to my fighters. Right? And if I turn around and said, what would you take to your fighters you're training now?
Yeah.
What would you take to them? For what your mistakes, and I can't blame you for your mistakes.
Experience,
Exactly.
Experiences.
Right? And you
don't
look
want
at
them
it
to trip on the way I did it.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, you would actually take the things you know are good and the things you leave alone. Like I remember when Brendan used to say, I'm pretty certain he used to say this. I'm certain he said, don't drink water when you're training.
He used to do that. Can you remember it?
That's
Yeah.
old
You
school,
can remember it because you was
Yeah.
there. I wasn't
Yeah.
there, but he told me.
Yeah.
You wouldn't see anything.
Yeah.
But
And I
was-
never-
What do you want water for? He used to say.
Yeah.
What do you need water for?
Yeah.
Look how that changed.
Yeah.
Now when you tell me to drink it,
No,
You
no,
need to
no,
hydrate yourself.
Non-stop.
I've always got water.
Yeah, you need to
Calm.
hydrate yourself. It's like you've done.
90% of people are dehydrated.
Yes.
General people
Yes.
are dehydrated.
Yeah.
How many people do you see drink a bottle of water or a glass of water?
Yeah.
You don't.
Yeah.
90% of people,
Yeah.
95% of people.
Yeah. And like when you're doing that, these are the extra edge you need to, because you need to
Yep.
be fueling or making sure
That's my
your
water.
mechanics are right.
That's my water anyway, John.
That's his water.
You're
there
making
you go.
sure your mechanics are right.
You want it back?
Right? So when you look at certain things, people take care more of the vehicles when they go for a service.
That's
Whether
right.
it's
Thank you, darling.
Putting
Give
the-
us in some water.
Glasses.
Say hello to the camera, darling.
whether putting oil in your car,
Yeah.
right? You're servicing. You service your
Yeah.
vehicle.
Yeah, yeah.
So why aren't you servicing
Yeah.
your
Your body,
body?
clean
They
it
want
out.
you to tell you, that's it.
Yeah.
When you're going on a long journey, they say, do your checks, right? Your
Yeah.
long journey for you is then, I've got 8-week camp because I've got a fight coming up. I've got 9-week camp. I've
Yeah.
got a fight coming up.
Push
Right?
the system
You
out.
see,
Yeah.
you spoke right, like when we look at, say, like say Kel. I've worked with Kel. When he first won his first British title, there were me and Dave, right?
Yeah.
No, there were certain things. Hey, listen, for a fighter, you can't knock the guy, right? Brilliant. Once he's into that groove and that, the guy's
It's
dangerous.
unstoppable.
He's dangerous. And he's not like, you wouldn't look at him from an outside and say, he's a typical Ingle thing, because he doesn't fight
No,
like
no,
that.
Different,
no. It's
different.
more orthodox, yeah.
He'll come and he'll hunt you down, right? Unfortunately, when he fought Golovkin, difference was there because Kel's normally the predator. When he got it, sort of like the first time with Golovkin, you knew that Golovkin had power.
Yeah, yeah.
This
yeah.
time,
Yeah.
Kel's back was touching the ropes,
Yeah.
right? Give him his due, he try and fight it out.
Yeah.
But then you've got to look at certain things. When you work with him, it was trying to educate him, saying, listen, you're brilliant, you've got this. Don't put obstacles on yourself.
Yeah.
Because, again, where is it lost? I can understand you've trained in a camp and then you fought.
Yeah.
But then you've got to look at boxing in longevity,
Long term, no.
right? So even if you say you get a good 10 years out of it, get your good 10 years and sacrifice what you have to sacrifice,
Yeah.
right? Because, so if that's the case, you fight.
Yeah.
You get down to your fighting weight, 11 stone.
Yeah.
Somebody's got to direct you, or you've got to say, right,
Yeah.
I'm not going to get above a stone.
Yeah, I
on my weight.
agree.
Because you
I
know
agree.
what is lost
Yeah.
is, you say 13-week camp,
Yeah.
you're spending 6 weeks just
Yeah.
to get your
Yeah,
weight
yeah.
down.
I don't think a fighter should ever go above 1 stone above, and only water they should cut out is 7 to 8 pounds
Yeah,
the day for. Because 7 to 8 pounds is no. You could
He's
lose
got
that
it.
in a session.
exactly.
Yeah,
Yeah, you could lose that in a good session. You're a session
Right.
away from making weight,
Yeah.
basically. Do you know what makes you laugh? Let's just be a bit of a geek for a second, right? So, a lot of people think that the best way to get in condition is to do cardiovascular training, which is only internal. So you definitely need that for the internal fitness of being a boxer. But for you to actually look aesthetically good or to get extra fat off your body, it needs to have resistance element to it. Where do you, and ask you a question each. Where do you think fat goes when you leave your body?
Yeah, that's a good question.
Does anyone know the answer?
Energy.
Where does fat go when it leaves us? How do we get rid of it?
Burns.
Toilet.
Toilet? Only 12%, so we've got
Yeah, yeah.
88% left.
And then you burn it as you
So
walk
where does
in.
the rest of it go?
Storage.
You're not storing fat, you're
Yeah,
getting
you
rid
Oh,
of fat.
well, get rid of it. You just burn it as you walk in.
So what
whatever
happens? You
day
burn
is.
it, so where does it go? It's on my body right now, where does it go?
Just disappears like
You
through
burn it,
sweat,
but where
through
does it
sweat,
go?
Through sweat.
That's water weight.
Oh, it's water weight. Okay.
That's how a boxer would think as well.
Yeah, you would.
I'll show you.
Tell me, sir. Stop it.
88% of you breathe into the air. You have to know how energy is created. The sun reflects energy onto plants. We eat the plant, which is full of carbon.
Photosynthesis.
All right? Yeah. Or we eat the
Well
animal.
done, so well done.
Or we eat the animal that eats the plant. We feel more full when we eat the animal that's at the plant because it's going to take more days to digest.
Yes.
Whereas when we eat the plant, it digests quick, so we're feeling hungry all the time, but it's better for us.
Yeah.
So then it's broken down into blood glucose, got up to the brain decides what it wants to do with storage. You've got the big enough muscles, it's going to store the energy. If you've not got big enough muscles, it's going to create bingo wings or a belly, right? So when fighters are thinking they're just going to train hard and then get to fight weight and then make weight by sweating it out, that's what he's trying to say. It's like the preparation should have been months before. You should be in shape. A good example of it, just by looking at him, I know Chris Eubanks Jr. has got a nutritionist around him. I know he's got people around him what are telling him because he looks in condition all the time. Now, old thinking fighters say he's not big for the weight. Because what they're doing is they're out of shape trying to come down to a weight just for 24 hours.
Yeah.
And the night after they to fill back up.
Yeah.
He's in shape all the time.
All the time.
Manny Pacquiao's proved that point.
Yeah.
Manny Pacquiao went through all them bigger fighters because after 3 rounds, your extra weight is a hindrance to
Yeah,
you
it's
because you've
taking its
affected
toll.
your performance.
Another reason, I'm not going off the subject, why our old pal was so far ahead of himself, Brendan Ingle.
Yeah.
Did you ever hear him say, you train this year for next year?
Yeah.
You're not doing a fucking 6-week camp. A 6-week camp
Yeah.
should be the taper down.
Yeah.
Should be
Exactly.
the loosening off and getting
Technique
sharp.
technique
Yeah.
and stuff.
Not trying to
Game
lose
plan.
weight.
Yeah.
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 You should be in shape all the
And
time.
how many are doing it?
Yeah.
Because
Everyone.
they don't.
Yeah.
Exactly. Exactly.
Yeah.
And that's some of the importance. You see, when you look, okay, Kel's just done what we spoke about because he said he'd been training for 6 months.
And you forgot Christmas.
When
Yeah.
normally,
Yeah.
Dedication.
he didn't. It's 4-week
No,
camp,
no.
and then you see, you've
Yeah,
all
12
seen
weeks,
it.
yeah.
Right? So he done it for 6 months. So 6 months,
That's
if
the
it takes
difference.
6 months, you do it for 6 months. If it takes 8 months, you do it for 8 months.
Yeah.
Right? You get the balance.
It's got to be a lifestyle.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you're understanding what I sometimes don't get, and that's why you get that joke when they
Imagine a 9 to 5. Sorry to cut in. Imagine a 9 to 5 person turned around and said, their job is to go to the office 9 to 5.
Yes.
Right, they're not going to do that.
No.
No,
You get fired then.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So how, if you chose to be a boxer from the start, you chose to do that. So however long you do that,
Yeah.
do your job.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
your job.
If your job, you get up in the morning and do that. You come back at 10 o'clock in the morning. You come back at 4 o'clock. That is your job.
Yeah.
But it isn't a half an hour run
No.
or a 1.5 hour training
No.
session.
Yeah.
The work is being done after
Yeah.
and
Exactly.
before
Exactly.
training.
Yeah.
You see?
And even when you're not training, you're recovering for the next session. So that's part of
Yes.
the process.
That's your
But
job.
you can do, as you know, come home from training. What did I do when I came home from training when I lived with you? Video tip goes in, right?
Yeah.
And I'm
Ray
studying,
Jones.
watching
Watching.
hours of video footage, hours of video footage.
What was you
Because I'm
doing-
working my
But
mental.
what was you doing wrong then?
Talk
You
to me.
weren't drinking water.
Oh,
And you weren't eating
not as-
right. You
Definitely.
weren't eating right.
I was
you?
probably drinking enough
you weren't,
water.
You weren't eating crap. You just weren't eating.
Yeah,
Because you
I
wanted
was.
to make a lighter weight.
'Cause I didn't-
You just
that-
wanted-
That's what
Yeah.
people.
Yeah, I
That's it.
had. I had basically 2 meals a day. I had half a bowl of muesli and chicken and rice with my hand flat across. And I did this probably for better part of 8 years, keeping body
Oh.
weight at 9.5 stone.
Right.
I was probably eating no more than 700 calories a day
Right.
and training 3 times a day.
Right.
Now, if I knew what I knew now, on top of that, all the fighters better move
not-
over
that's
because
not-
I had the talent, right? I just didn't have the knowledge
Yeah.
to go with it. Do you know what I mean?
There's
not
no,
training
there's no
harder.
petrol
Yeah.
going in the tank, is
Yeah.
there?
Being wiser in what you're doing.
Smart.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Right.
don't train
common
harder.
sense.
No.
And that's what it's
That
about.
is common sense
And that's
in a
why
way.
I've looked through the years, through your guys' event, I'm thinking, you know what? Them
If
guys could
only.
have been
If
really
only.
phenomenal.
If only.
Yeah.
You just needed a voice
Yeah.
to go.
Yeah.
Because they've got the package there.
Yeah.
And
You had the
inspiration.
guys what were around, you were all buzzing, but
Yeah.
it came to that
Something
non-stop.
was missing.
They were
The-
missing.
There's a piece missing.
That's it.
Yeah.
So I've got a jigsaw piece and I'm putting these jigsaw pieces
You can
together.
help them.
but
Must
there's
have been
something missing.
frustrating for you
Oh,
there,
yeah. Oh,
though,
listen.
John. Now, imagine you 20 years ago knowing what you know now.
Yeah.
Well, you know, look
It
at the
would
shape
change,
this
yeah.
guy's in, though,
Yeah.
John.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
And you're looking and you're thinking, you know what? That, and it hurts, right? Because you say, these guys are doing what they love doing. But every time they go in that ring, it's a question mark. Do they come out all healthy and
Yeah.
fit?
Not
Yeah.
100%
Right?
going in.
You think, you watch the fight with
100%.
Wood and Colin. Now, I'm saying Colin made the weight fine, right? I'm
Yeah.
saying he didn't have no problem with the weight. But you just imagine, you think yourselves, you guys, where you was drained, you've gone into a fight and you got a punch like that and you
Yeah,
got that right.
no, you're not-
Are we
you're
talking
not
something
waking
Might not get
like
up.
you've gone
Yeah,
to
you might not
get up.
neurosurgeon?
Waking up. You're not
Exactly.
waking up.
Yeah.
You have to look at these things,
Yeah.
right? Because
What should happen is the boxing. I'm just gonna say it, the bits of boxing control needs to get a little bit more
True,
updated, right?
Yeah.
Like iPhones every 6 months update, TVs update, the procedures
Yeah.
need to update. There needs to be processes
Yeah.
put in place for fighters to get that information about nutrition.
That's it.
Free seminars and all this. I'm glad you're doing what you're doing because for me, I can only work with a couple fighters because I've got a wife and I want to pay the bills and I want to
Yeah.
get ahead and I want to be so far ahead in life, which I'm not too far off doing, to be able to just say, I'm going to work with fighters, I'm going to give them free advice and I'm going to help change the industry of professional ranks without having to pay my bills. Do you know what I
Yeah.
mean? Because it's hard, isn't it?
No,
It's difficult.
hard and it's irritable.
I'll tell you right now, like, I'm in condition, right? But sometimes and I'm open about it, right? Sometimes I blow up a little bit because the process of being boxing and going 16 to 30 without food has given me a passion towards food.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you straight, I've never drunk, I've never gambled, as he would say. I love food.
Mm.
So I will go through seasons where I'm now 13.5 stone. I'm in the gym twice a day right now. I'm ripping through. I'll get down to my 6-pack in the next 6 weeks. And then I'll feel good for 4 or 5 weeks. I know I can do it. I train hundreds of people to do it. And then,
Yeah.
I don't care what anyone thinks. I'll have a belly for 2 months because I put the weight on. I'm all right about it.
Because you know you can take it
Because
off.
I know how to do it. I know the
you-
process
you-
and how to do it.
Same with me.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I have to do it the right way. And I like food. So if I'm going on holiday, I ain't, I'm still train though the whole
When you
time.
Pick you
I'm
eat
still
food.
training. It's not like I start eating food and I stop training. No, I'm still training.
Yeah.
I just like
Yeah.
to have seasons away from it.
Well, that's what it is.
Nice.
In '98, I was in an accident, right? I was crossing over Pelican. This woman came
Alright.
straight through.
Sheffield.
Sheffield, right? Took me out, right? They nearly took that off, right? They nearly took it off, right?
24 years ago.
Now, when I went in, doctor said, we don't know how it's going to mend. They put these big frames in, right? to
How long
hold
was
it
you out of
together.
action? 6 months.
6 months. 6 months I had this frame in. Went back, they said I've got valgus deformity. The leg was going there. They've got to break it again. They didn't want to break it again because it was shattered.
Oh,
Right?
gosh.
So he says, but this is what I can do. And I always remember my doctor and I respect him to a T, Simon Royston, right? But he were honest. He went, this is what happened. Went in his office, the guy had 3 prosthetic limbs there. He says, that could be the case. So I said to him, listen, you put my leg together
Yeah.
and I'll do what I need to do after it.
Yeah.
Right? I'm not going to shy. I've seen many people,
Overcome.
whether they've had injuries, so even ex-fighters, football players, and I've seen them again, they might be 4 stone heavier.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking, whoa. What I had to me, I said, you know what, for years I've been telling people,
You're going to get through it. You're going to get
don't
through it.
sing it. I can't be preaching and not acting.
Yeah,
on what I'm
exactly.
saying.
Exactly.
Right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
So I got on, I had the frame on, I used to go down, hobbling down to the gym.
Soldier,
If you find
soldier,
it in
soldier,
Facebook,
soldier.
you'll see it.
Soldier.
Right? Going through. They did the operation, took bone from my hip, tried to regrow it in there, started growing it. Went, doing this, doing that. Right? That took, like, say, a good 12 months. He said I won't run again. Right? 12 months, then my own rehabilitation to thing. I marked it along this road here. There was a 6-mile run. Right? This person had died from cancer as well, got all pink, and said, I'm going to run it. Right? Set off, did it straight down to Hillsborough, back up. That was my first run after thing. And you know when you're constantly training and it comes to a blank, mentally it can hit. Right? All these attributes you had to show because I've related to people before.
Right.
Related to this.
Yeah.
Related to the fact. I watch your guys boxing.
Yeah.
People don't think that was part of my piece as well.
Part of your training.
Yeah.
Because when they're training, they're going through.
Yeah.
When I looked at even back at Ryan, when Ryan, 7 years with him, when he first come, down and out, right? He just needed that. And on top of it, it was also mental. Because when he trained, we came in, we got changed. It's laughable because he says, well, I don't want to train when the gym's full. Because obviously you were out of condition. People see him at the beginning and his last fight where he's 11 stone odd. He were probably 14 stone odd. Right? He's got Ryan printed in there. We were getting changed. I couldn't even read what were going on because the ripples were there. And he went, put some weight on, Anna. I went, yeah. Now, the first couple of weeks, we started because we were due to get back in.
What year was this?
This was, 2007, 2008.
Back a long way, don't you?
He was coming into the gym. So he come, first time. Then he got a virus. How many of you had virus through your training?
Always you get
Because you get ran down, don't you?
Right? Your immune system goes.
Yeah.
But then you're told, get in and sweat it out. Worst thing you can do.
Yeah.
When you're sweating, and we're
Spread
just
it.
saying, you're tasting it, it's salt. Those are the nutrients what's fighting off the viruses and that. Right? What you're doing is diluting it.
Yeah.
If I gave you a
spreading
drink of squash and poured blackcurrant there and put water on, taste it, good. If I only put a bit of water, blackcurrant in, and poured it and filled it and you drank it, you say, come on, Willie. You're a bit, being a bit mising with the blackcurrant. Put some more in. I can't taste it. It's watered down. Yeah. That's what you're doing with your body. You're sweating it out in your finger. Then you go back after the gym. How many have gone through it where you're like that in your bed?
Checking.
You're checking. Because you've got nothing to fight that virus off and it's taking hold of your body. Right? Think about that. If you've got a cold, it's telling you you've got a virus.
Stop.
But you're fit. Your own body will fight it. Your best thing is go to bed, wrap up,
Recover.
and just naturally sweat it out.
Recover,
Right?
That's
Don't
what I
work
say.
that.
I've said that to guys because these guys has been training years. I'm gonna go and sweat it out, and I'm saying, no, please, please don't do that. Get hot, sweat it out, get in a bed and wrap up.
Wrap up.
Do
And
not
rest,
go and
plenty of
work
rest
your
is
body
good.
down and
No.
drain
Taking
yourself.
it down.
Carrying training.
You're educating your body because your body's one of them tools what plays havoc with you. You might be training and think 3 days and have a brilliant session and you think you go on the scales, I haven't lost anything. And
You know what's funny though? The way you train the general public is totally different to how you train fighters. 100%. I don't even use the word weight loss because fat loss and weight loss are two different things. Like general public don't need to stop saying weight loss because two objects can look. One can look bigger than the other, but weigh more. So muscle, it's not that muscle weighs heavier than fat. It's more dense than fat. It's not expand. So fighters actually have to make weight. So we have to actually have the conversation about making weight. And that's why having too much muscle means it's gonna make you weigh more on the scale, and also, obviously it's gonna take more oxygen to fuel it.
Yeah.
So it's a unique sport, whereas in other sports people they don't need to worry
Exactly.
about that.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Tell me this, boys, yeah? I was going to say, I nearly forgot then. So, this is the thing I want to say. You could express it better than me. So, I'm training, yeah? It takes me 8 weeks to lose 12 pound.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
There's 3 days till me fight. Yeah. After me fight, within 1 week, I'll put
that
all the
weight.
weight back on. What I'm telling you is, when my weight is stable and I'm down, how long will it take? I've got my weight down to 10 stone, and I'm in shape. I'm happy. For that to stabilise.
And stay.
So when I go and have a binge and ram myself, it'll go on for a couple of days, but it'll come off because then it'll be water. Takes time to stabilise your weight being down, because you might get down to 10 stone, but it's not stabilised.
No.
You need to be stable
It's
at
an
10 stone
artificial
for
weight.
3-4 weeks, don't
Yeah.
you?
Yeah.
Longer maybe.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
f-
When you're training, even like I've had ladies who have trained,
Yeah.
right? And women, they're brilliant.
You can't jump on the scales. I'm 8 stone. I've done it.
No,
It's not
that
like
don't
that, is
work.
it?
And what I say to them, like I'll have it where they say, right, I need to lose this amount of weight and blah blah this, right? Now they might come into the gym, and they make it the president for that week. They've come in and trained every week. They might have sweated this and that,
That's
and
5
they've
pounds.
jumped on the scales. No, they haven't lost anything.
Right.
gone up.
And that breaks the heart
Yeah.
because I said I've done all that and they fail.
All
straight
my
away.
all my clients that I'm training right now, only
Think the
working with women.
scales, it's the worst enemy, isn't it?
All my clients, if you look at my befores and after pictures on my Instagram, go check it out. They all go up a stone and down
Before it
4
comes
clothes
down.
sizes. No, they're down 4 clothes sizes.
Yeah.
Because what their goal is to do, the muscle needs fueling. So they're holding muscle and burning fat. So a lot of people, when they're training, they see, when they're lifting weights, they see, right, so I can see my muscles are getting built, my clothes size is going down, so I must have turned the fat into muscle. No,
Yeah.
they're 2 different elements.
Yeah.
They're not remotely the same. I get the concept because 2 things are happening at
Yes.
once. It's like driving a car and talking. You're doing 2 different things. They're not necessarily have anything in common. But boxing's uniquely different
Yeah.
because they'll go up on a scale. If you're training general public, the women will go up a stone and be 4 clothes sizes down, and they will look like they've lost 2 stone.
Yeah.
Now, we wish that boxers could get on a scale and say, right, you look 9 stone so you can fight. But
Yeah.
it's not about look.
That's not reality.
So that's
exactly.
uniquely,
Yeah.
you have to train them uniquely different. That's
Yeah.
why for a fighter to keep on making weight properly, you can't really get out of sync.
Yeah.
You can't really get out of sync.
got to.
Now, when you can't make the weight, example, I'm looking at Kigadland recently, you'll know when it's time to move up.
No.
Because if you're
that
training
was
all the
one I
time,
was gonna say.
yeah, if you're training all the time
Nothing.
and you can't make the weight, he has to move up.
Yeah.
Whereas other guys won't know when they have to move up because they're yo-yoing.
Yeah.
But really, I don't want to point fingers, but why did they have to let that happen
Before they made that change.
before they knew?
Yes. You see, again,
They
you're
will know.
looking. This is where we say
Yeah.
boxing is a unique sport.
Yep.
Now they could look at the opponent and say, "He's gone. He'll stand him on his end."
Yeah.
Right. On a day in the gym, if he came down to
It was a
say
heavy
in the
puncher,
gym now,
Martinez. A
Different
very heavy
comfortable.
puncher.
but you imagine, say, take it out and we actually fighting in that arena there, and he came out to the gym.
Oh,
as a
Barry's standing on
sparring
his head.
thing. Barry's standing
Barry's
on his
standing
head
on his head.
every day,
Yeah,
every
yeah.
night.
That's what I'm saying.
Right?
Like, it makes a
And
difference, man.
people don't realise. Now, I've spoke Barry, but then when you look at it, and yeah, it's a great question.
Yeah.
Because if somebody's training religiously
Yep.
and doing everything right,
Yep.
and they can't make the weight, your body's telling you now
Move up.
that weight is now falling. It ain't gonna go lower,
That's it.
and it ain't gonna. You
Yeah.
need to move up.
When I
It's
saw
telling you.
Barry that week, I thought he's looking jacked for the weight.
Right.
Do you know what I mean? He
Yeah.
looked.
Ripped.
I'm not in charge of nutrition, not
His
in charge of
shoulders
anything,
looked
but
great,
he was
didn't they?
shiny.
And
Even
his
on the
ear.
scale, he didn't have a mat look. He looked shiny,
On here,
but he just looked like he was not ready to
Ready.
try and make that weight
Yeah.
anymore. Do you know what I
Yeah.
mean?
round here. He looked
you will
fine.
see certain things,
Yeah.
right? And obviously when he got punched the first time, and you thought, right. But then it was the same punch the second. And
Yeah.
he didn't move. It was like, I know
And
it's
you knew
coming,
what was
but
coming?
my body's saying,
Yeah.
I can't
Yeah.
go there.
You knew what you were going to do.
Your guys will go through that
Yeah.
mode.
Because that means he's so exhausted,
Yeah.
fatigued, not just physically but mentally.
Mentally.
His respiratory system's off.
Yeah.
He's in
Focus.
His focus off, and
Reaction time.
yeah, reaction
Yeah.
time's off.
Everything
It's
gone.
all off, and
Yeah.
all. It's like when you get a flu and a cold, and you're trying to work out. You just feel,
Run
oh,
down.
that's how he would have felt.
Really enjoyed this,
Yeah.
John.
We
Different
could
aspects.
definitely talk all the
Oh
different.
man, this is
We
this is
can talk.
educational
Listen,
for all
It is,
the
it is.
fight.
Well, for anybody out there,
Yeah.
who
I
watching
really
this,
hope that some elements of boxing change, but at the same time, being a bit selfish, I'm glad I know what I know because I can
Yeah.
give
But if
boxers
you knew what you
like
knew
you the unfair advantage over their opponents.
20
That's it.
years ago, if I'd have been around this, definitely
Yourself
world
as well.
champion.
Yeah.
But one thing we can
That
say
might
about
go.
Barry, remember this.
Yeah,
Barry, yeah, he got bumped off, but you know what? He's earned a fortune, so it wasn't too bad.
he'll be back though.
He earned a
He'll be back.
fortune.
Yeah,
He
he'll
earned
be
a
back.
fortune boxing Josh Warrington.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he earned a good payday for that fight. So he's a millionaire.
Yeah,
But probably he could have done it.
I think he'll win the belt a weight
He
division.
probably will.
I think it's his time, and like, but you just feel away because
You
you
would-
talk about fighters who don't know the bodies and they've gone into fights where they're drained, and they might come up and win. But then you go again,
Yeah.
like with Barry, who's
You get
done it
caught out.
religiously. You know, you've trained alongside him, done it religiously, done it, and just waiting this time.
It'd have been
And
nice
because
for
of
him.
politics.
Yeah.
As well,
Yeah.
he's missed out on a few. Now he's grabbed it and he got
Yeah,
it.
you'd liked him to see him
Yeah.
at least defend at one time, wouldn't you?
Yeah, and well, I think he'll come again. He'll definitely.
He'll come again.
He's
He
not
will
going
do,
to
yeah.
play that.
When we're going to come down and update with Mark, definitely.
We're going to come down because we've
We'll
already
have-
agreed
we'll
to
have-
come
we'll
speak
have
to
a
Ryan.
session with him, mate.
You
Yeah.
coming
We're
to have
gonna-
a session?
We'll come have a
Big
session.
two-pack
yeah.
and that, man.
yes.
You know what I mean?
He's-
Skip.
Oh yes. www.workitoutwithwillie. Yeah.
Am I closing? Am I closing it? Okay, I'll close it.
Okay.
We ready?
Bring all the names in this time, John. All of us. Say all the names and the main attraction.
Okay, I'll do that for you.
Aye.
All right. We got to get a name.
Thank you for tuning in to the 13th and final round. We've enjoyed speaking to Willie. I'm John Keenan. That's Donovan Smiley. That is Isham Brown Sugar Pickering. Behind the desk is Fika Keenan, the production manager. Don't forget to like,
Share.
Comment.
subscribe.
You forgot the main.
Come on, it's what I mean. Talking about me. Talking about me. You see,
Why did I
watch
forget
the soul, my youth.
I said it at the start.
Yeah.
What?
Like, share, comment.
More Willie.
We out.
I did it at the
Special
start.
guest, you didn't.
I did.
You didn't do more Willie, man.
Did I? I mentioned everyone's name.
You call him Willie. You can't call man Willie Benji. No,
Okay,
that's awesome, man.
Hold up. You're gonna close.
All right?
You're gonna close.
Yo,
ready?
Listen. I'll close.
No.
All right.
You ready, Ish?
Let's
Hit the
go.
song.
Yes.
Ready?
Mash it up, my youth.
Yes, what a day. What a day. We've had our special guest, Mark Willie, giving us a wicked insight with myself, Isham Pickering, Donovan G. Smiley, John Keenan, and behind the production, Fika Keenan. One love. Let's
Yes.
go.
Respect.
Oh,
Big up.
I'll help you out because you're gonna miss it. Don't forget to like,
Share.
Comment.
subscribe, and hit that
Yes.
notification button. So we both are kind of getting it wrong. We're helping each
All
other
right,
out.
all
yeah?
right, all right. Okay.
And- okay. D,
We're here.
and we out.
Yeah.